This is a message for Sky News and Sky UK. I have, and I've got phone recordings and transcripts of logs talking with your people today. I've spent over 3 hours on the phone, initially trying to get through to Sky News. Sky News and Sky UK do not provide accessible means of contact. It's email only. I know you try to cover your arse, Sky, because you have phone numbers for everywhere, but you call them. You either get transferred to Hyderabad or somewhere in Scotland, or you get a phone number to read out an email address. That's not providing an accessible service, Sky. I've got recordings of your staff telling me we don't support disabled people unless you're a customer. And even when I tried to become your customer, Sky, they wouldn't assist me with the various forms. In fact, one of your agents, Andrea, who's got a fantastic phone recording about to go live sometime tonight, tomorrow, just got to edit it because it's quite a long recording. And repeatedly, she kept giving her opinion, not your opinion, Sky, but she kept saying her opinion was, I need to support myself. We don't do anything until you become a customer. And even when I tried to become one of your customers, so you could get an account, so I could talk to you, it basically, oh no, we don't support you because you have to be able to do this, this and this. Without that, go away. That's basically what Andrea told me. I've got phone recordings, remember? And there's nothing illegal with the phone recordings. Check with the ICO. And this is for public responsibilities and public duties and public right of knowledge. So I'm going to give you a chance, Sky, before I publish any of the information I've got with your staff telling me constantly for 3 hours, go away, we don't support you if you're not a customer. I'm just initially trying to put a complaint in about your treatment of Count Binface on a clip on TikTok. That's all I was trying to do. Because he's supposed to be unbiased and he was treating this bloke as really biased. It's against the representation of people, at least. So, I've left you messages on Facebook, direct messages on Facebook, using my voice, because I'm autistic, I've got rights in law, and apparently you think the rights in law don't apply to Sky. The rights under the Equality Act says you need to try and provide accessibility to members of the public. Doesn't say to your customers, because what it came across for 3 hours, it came across when everyone kept saying, oh no, we can't deal with you until you're registered. I said, so what if I wanted to make a reasonable adjustment because I'm disabled? Oh no, we'd have to register your disability. Hello? 1930s Germany, ring a bell, Sky? Jews had to register as Jewish. Otherwise, people weren't going to trade and talk with them. Do you remember, Sky? 1930s Jews have now become 2020s autistic and disabled people. Yeah? Is that what you're doing? So you're now basing your company's model on accessibility on 1930s Germany. You have to register before you get any treatment. The very fact that your staff keep saying you have to have an account and you can't get an account without, accessing services, take the account out of it. Don't tell people that at the beginning, and just when you contact them and you say, I want to put a complaint in, at that point, all they need to do is take your name and some contact information. Ask the ICO. You're not supposed to ask for any more than you strictly require. If you need to require an account with name, address, phone number, next of kin, eye colour, ethnicity, all that, I don't know what your process is. I even asked them. 3 hours. I asked them a couple of times. So what's on the account? Can I create a new account with you? No, you have to have a service. Well, how do I get a service? Well, you have to have an account. Do you see where the problem is, Sky? Circular argument. You can only have an account if you've got services, but you can't get services without an account. If you're disabled, how do you get an account? One person actually told me that you basically have to use an app or a friend. The obligation in law is yours, Sky, not mine. You can't, like Andrea said, you can't tell me what to install on my phone to make my life easier for you guys. The law says you are supposed to support me. You're not supposed to have agents on the front line. One of them called Andrea, there was a few others, but they were all virtually saying the same thing. You're not supposed to have agents on the front line saying we don't support disabled people unless you're paying us, which is even in effect what you're saying. You have to have a service. I explained, or I tried to explain to your staff, there are many occasions that you don't have services, but you still want to put a complaint or a query in about their business. Many times. I mean, like I said, if you're trying to get your product or your service, you won't be using their services now, but you still need to access the phone and the system. And if you're not issuing phone numbers, here's a simple one, Sky. If you're not issuing phone numbers, how would a blind person contact you? You can pick your phone up and say, call blah, 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 blah. And then it'll read out a number, an email address rather. Is that providing accessibility to blind people? And like I've said for years, since I was diagnosed with autism, if you treat me the same way that you treat blind people, you won't go far wrong. It's just, think of me as blind, but a little, because I'm not actually blind, I get overwhelmed with words, overwhelmed with information, overwhelmed with letters. I can't take letters, can't take emails. I have to be assisted on all of it. I can send stuff out, but normally when I send stuff out, people use that against me. Oh, you can send email, so we're going to only contact you in email. No, there's a difference between sending something I know I've written and receiving something I don't know. One, I don't check my emails all the time because of all the threats I've had. And two, just because you've sent the email doesn't mean I've understood it. The obligation is for you to ensure you're communicating in such a way that I can understand it. Otherwise, you might as well be writing to me in Zulu, Swahili, Vietnamese, Venusian, or Esperanto. I don't know any of those languages. So writing to me in English in a form that I don't understand, i.e. email by writing, is not supporting me, Sky TV. So please, you've got my number on the Facebook emails. I've tried giving you my number for 3 hours today. Your staff wouldn't take it because I haven't got an account. Please, what's going on, Sky? I thought you were supposed to be a good organisation, but basically it just looks, as a disabled point of view, that you've gone back to 1930s Germany model for dealing with people that are on the fringes of society, shall we say. You're not on the fringe. You're not going through Nazi Germany model of dealing with people, are you? I'm sure you're not. You wouldn't be. You nice organisation, I thought. So Sky News, you've got issues with your reporters. They're biased, and they're not supposed to be biased, especially during elections. Look at Count Boniface, or Binface rather. I saw it misspelt once and it stuck in my head. Look at Count Binface. That was abusive, the treatment. He handled it well, Count Binface. I must admit, I'll big up for him. But the treatment I've had for 3.5 hours today with your staff, going round in circles, and even when I asked for the accessibility team, the person on the phone put me on hold, spoke to the accessibility team, and even they would not take my call without an account. Do you want me to wear a star because I'm autistic, Sky? I'm not going to go for this. I am not a danger to society. Neither were the Jews. Get back to me, people. And if you are a Sky customer, leave them as soon as you can because they're abusive to disabled people. I've had to run around for 3 hours.